Hello everyone, and welcome to the January 2025 Energetic Insights. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Depika Mystery, and I'm an intuitive guide, energy healer, coach, and a consultant. And for over 5 years now, I've been sharing these insights on a month-by-month basis, and it's really geared up for those of you that are becoming more and more consciously aware of your intuitive and energetic abilities and are looking for some practical guidance to help you to navigate your way through. So if that sounds like you, welcome, you're here at the right place. Happy New Year to you all. Thank you all so much for waiting so patiently for these insights. I've had an incredible 8 days just kind of moving through the energies of this year already. So it's taken me a little time to kind of get to these insights. I may share a little bit about that a bit later, but it is really moving through these really intense energies that we have at the moment. But before I dive into the energies for this month and also for this year, I've got a couple of quick announcements. The first one is if you are looking for some guidance in terms of the energies that are around you, or you want to have a little look ahead 3 to 6 months ahead, then feel free to book yourself online for the energetic guidance. This is a 45-minute intuitive reading. Then those of you that want to go a little bit deeper on your healing journey, spiritual journey, maybe looking for some mentorships, then I do offer a 3 or 12-month program. Feel free to contact me via my website, because that's not available to book at the moment via the website. And then those of you that are looking to be as part of a community, come and join the energetic alignment sessions, which is our group healing meditations. It's taking place on Sunday the 26th of January at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. UK time. And the theme this month is called Soul Alignment and Expansion. And then final announcement. This is really a request for help. If you are somebody that loves these insights, have got a lot of value over them over the last 5 years, I would love if you could share them with your community, leave a comment behind, give us a thumbs up. I think the more that you guys interact with these videos, the more that I think the algorithms will kind of help share them to various different people. So anything that you can do that feels in alignment with you, I would really appreciate that. Thank you. All right, let's dive into the energies. I'm going to first start off with a quick summary of the energies this month, and then I'll dive in for theme 1 into the energies of this year. Boy, we're in for a massive year. I think you guys all know that. I think you guys can all feel that. And I think there's so many things that we cannot see right now. There's so many things we can feel. But I think the sense that I get is stay grounded, keep your heart open, use your discernment, and keep going inwards. That is all you're going to need and for this year to kind of navigate the energies this year. All right. So January kind of starts off, and many of you guys would have felt this, that the first 2 weeks of January, it kind of felt like we were on pause. We were in some sort of holding space. Maybe you felt like you're standing still, or you felt like some little old stuff was coming up. Maybe not little, but maybe you were overwhelmed with some of the woundings, your conditionings and stuff that's just kind of bubbling up to the surface. So there was a lot of, the first 2 weeks kind of felt like there was a lot of clearing that was happening, a lot of kind of adjustments that were happening to our mental body, our emotional body, our physical body, our energetic body. So really key, and I think it's still key right now, just to slow down and surrender to it all, because we're not going to get this chance again, because things are going to move so fast here, where the actual the holding space, the times of which, the pockets of which when things are a little bit still and slower are going to be far and few between. So what I'm also sensing around the 13th to the 15th of January is that the energies will start to pick up and they'll start to build momentum in there. So what I feel at the moment that many of us, and I know this has been my journey and hence the reason why the insights have taken so long to kind of come out to you guys, is that I was still integrating two themes from last month, and they were theme 1, which is expansion, upgrades and rest, and theme 4, which is timeline shifts. So what I was experiencing was like a trippy sensation, yet there was a part of me that was trying to expand, and yet there was a part of me that was resisting the expansion and the upgrades. And it's like, and so it's just like a cyclical process, and part of it was just about resting and embracing it and surrendering to it. And then when you're shifting timelines, it can be a little bit jerky. It could also feel like you're trippy, and you're tripping over yourself as well. So it's almost like you lose your footing. So if you're still experiencing that, some of you may still experience it throughout January and throughout January, February and March, but just know that this will still move through us, and let it settle. Give yourself the space and time to let it settle. And then as we move forward into January, around the 25th of January, the sense that I got was that we're going to have this sense of plot twist. So the guys are saying, expect the unexpected. Something will be revealed to you about you. And it's almost like you'll have a realization about yourself, you'll have a better understanding about yourself, or there may be something that has been hidden, whether it's about yourself, about an external situation, that will kind of come into the light. And what the guides were saying, whatever it is, just take a moment to observe it, to acknowledge it, address it. Be mindful of attaching meaning and label to it, and just let it be what it needs to be in that moment. And the more that we are accepting of whatever shows up, it will allow us to move forward, and we'll be propelled forward much, much quicker if we were resisting it or trying to control it or trying to understand it. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. And I'll talk a little bit more about the energies from January 25th of January to 25th of Feb when I go into theme 1. There is also this sense that, and I know I've spoken to a couple of my friends, and we're all kind of feeling this sense of something big is coming, something big is coming. And many of us are feeling it. We don't know what it is. We can't see what it's like. It could be linked to the plot twist energies. But the way in which I was shown that was almost like two waves and coming together and crashing together, and the waves, one wave represented the old and the other wave represented the new. And the guides were saying the key thing here is not to fear it. And so if you are feeling ungrounded, up your grounding practice. If you're feeling unsafe, look into somatic work and go in deeper. Maybe something that needs to be reset in your nervous system. Maybe there's something that you need to kind of create a space for yourself, within yourself, that feels safe. So again, just kind of notice what's showing up for you. And we are living in extraordinary times. There's going to be so many realizations and revelations this year. And there is, and I think we're already starting to feel a lot of that this month, which is around this sense of, this energy of completion. And what we're going to find, and especially this month, we're going to find that a lot of things are coming to an end. It could be our beliefs, it could be our thought forms, it could be our expectations of how we think we are, parts of our own identity coming to an end, and because they no longer exist, they're no longer valid anymore. And then yet at the same time, there's a sense of new beginning. So there's a new sense of consciousness, new technologies that are emerging, new ways of perceiving things. There's just so many new beginnings. Again, I will talk through all of this as we go into theme 1. And with the completions and endings, what it's actually really linked to is transformational change. And there's this sense that nothing ever will be the same again. So, and I think that's where some of you may be feeling the fear energy, because it's like some of you may have got your safety from the familiar, from the routine, from, I know this about myself, I know this identity about myself, or I know this familiar pattern, so therefore I am comfortable. So when the words like nothing will ever be the same again, that can be a little disorientating for some of you, but I know many of you are like, yes, bring it on. I've been waiting for this. Right. Before I dive into theme 1, let's take a moment and I'll share a message that I got for the guides for that covers the energies for this month. The guides say, no one can see what is to come, as it is not comprehensible to the human mind, yet the body knows it. It can feel it. It is not to be feared. It is given in love from the stars of the galaxies. It is an expansion into oneness and unity consciousness. Many ancient ones have foretold these stories. It is held within wisdom keepers. They walk among you on this planet, hidden in plain sight. They will emerge once more as it's time. It is time for the ancient knowledge and wisdom to be shared and activated. This is the destiny of this planet. It shall rise. So, I don't know about you, but when I wrote this, I had chills all over my body. So yeah, I think it's really telling this message from the guides of what is to come at the moment. And I think it's really important not to kind of, I know some of us, in terms of when we're just seeking safety, we try and kind of, it's like if we're project managers, we try and say, okay, these 10 scenarios could possibly happen, and therefore I will prepare for these 8 scenarios because these 8 scenarios are the most likely to happen. We can't do that with this. We have to go within ourselves and trust the process, trust the flow. And it's almost like we're turning things around and we allow ourselves to be safe with the unknown. So this is where I feel many of us are going to be moving towards more of, and moving through their own patterns and stuff to get to that place. Right, let's go into theme 1. So theme 1 is called The Energies of 2025. Before I dive into it, this might be a longer theme, and just want to let you know that it's split up into a couple of sections. The first one is there's a message from the guides. Then what I was also informed, we have been experiencing a few of the 2025 energies in 2024. So I'll go back and recap some of the 24 energies the themes that we've kind of moved through, and add a little bit extra to it. And then the next part of this, I will share, I think there's about 4 key themes for this year, which I'll dive into. And then there are some key dates and periods that we'll then dive into. So not sure how long that will take, but just know that we'll move through it. And I may cut this section out so that those of you that just wants to watch this or come back to this, I will do that too. So, but for now, I will keep it as a whole video. Let's see how we go. Right. So, the message from the guides for this theme for this year is this. This is the year you have been awaiting. A year your soul has been contracted for. To awaken, to rise, to come into alignment. Heart, mind, body and soul. The union of your cosmic and human heart holds the key. As your hearts open and expand, your knocking shall begin, and a bridge between worlds shall solidify, allowing the energies of the earth and the energies of the stars to flow in union once more. There is no accident that you are here. There is no accident you have experienced what you have experienced. You had to live life in the way you had to live life up until now. Until this moment in time, it was the only way. Through your own inner awakening, others have never awoken, can now too shall awaken. It is no easy feat. Yet, as you step into your power, others too shall find their own footing. So there was 2 different energies I feel that they kind of came through with this message. So I think the first part up until the flow into union once more was from one set of energies of my guides, and the next set was from another set. So you might feel a slight difference, or two separate messages that was delivered in that one message from the guides. What I was given for this year was an image. And the image was one of, if you know the Anumi logo, which is a kuru. So what I was shown was like a Catherine wheel of the fireworks, so which is just spinning in a spiral, a spinning spiral. That's what I got. And what I saw was the energy of the earth coming up into the spiral, and the spiral's kind of sitting in your heart center, and then the energies of the stars kind of coming down and anchoring itself in our heart center, and then there's this spiraling sensation that is happening. And what the guides showed to me, and then they said that this spiraling and these two energies coming together, both the energies coming together creates something new, and that is what this year is about, the creation of something new by bringing two worlds together. So hold on to that. I am sure with a lot of the themes this month I will get more information as we kind of go through this year. So I'm going to start off with some of the themes that that came up in 2024. I think overall, in summary, August, September, October, November and December, those insights are worth watching again, because they hold so much information. So the August one, for example, that's where the step change energy started off, and I feel we're in that step change energy once again. And what the themes were in August were 4 themes, and I feel August was a month where we were given themes that was going to help us in terms of tools that we needed as we went into these step change energies. So those of you, if you remember, there's a step change energy that kind of kicked off around the 22nd of August. So the 4 key themes for August were slow down to connect, ground deeper, make peace, golden white liquid light. And as I said, I feel that there were tools and guidance in there, so it's really worth watching that August one. And then in September, theme 1 is probably the most important theme to kind of watch, because that gives you a lot more information about the step change energies, and we're going to be moving through the step change energies again. So the step change energies had 3 parts to it. The first part was clearing and space creation, and then that kind of settles, and that kind of kicked off on the 22nd of August, and then the next set of step change energies kicked off around the 15th of September, which is new soul and cosmic energy upgrades. And then there was an integration period, and then on the 2nd of November we had the crumbling and tumbling, and a lot of us, we've been still moving through the crumbling and tumbling sensation. And the information that I got for this year and how it applies is that between January and March we're back in that clearing and space creation step change energy, and then between April, June, July, we're going to be moving through the new soul and cosmic energy upgrade step change energy, and then July onwards we're just going to be in this crumbling and tumbling phase, with October being really intense. And then once that intensity has peaked, it will start to die down, and it will kind of it's almost like a decrescendo. I'm just being shown like a musical kind of it's not a note, but it's the articulations, a decrescendo, and then by the end of February there's something new starts to emerge. It's not like something new isn't emerging, but there's more of that building momentum by the end of February. But up until then, it's just we're going to be cycling through these step change energies. So even between January and March, we may experience all 3 of these step change energies. So it will go in cycles. So always remember, as you go through this year, you will never experience anything that you're not ready to experience. The only reason why it's super hard is because you're holding on super tight, and you need to let go. And then when you let go, the right people, the right opportunities, the right guidance, everything will then be able to find you. Okay, so please remember that. And then I feel that the other theme that I think was really important in September is there's revelations and realizations. I feel, and I've said it before, I feel that this is going to be huge this year. And I feel that many of us are going to realize new things about ourselves. New things will be revealed about ourselves in terms of who we are, and who we thought we were weren't really who we are. So it's going to be big. It's remember, that's why the grounding is so important, because it can be a little bit destabilizing as well when these new things kind of come up, and they're going to come up, and they're going to come up fast. And not only is it going to be an internal thing, it's also going to be an external thing. So that's why holding space for yourself is going to be key. Right. And then in October, and the reason why I'm sharing these kind of the energies from last year is because what the guys were also saying, they were saying that not to be afraid, because you have already experienced some of these energies already. It started off in August, so you've already been moving through it. So you already got a bit of your muscles already being in training for the last 3 or 4 months. So that's why I think it's there, and it's good to kind of go back and have a look. In October, oh my goodness, this year the feminine energy is on steroids. It's on steroids on a whole new level. There is just no holding back of the feminine energy. So in October we had the theme 3, which is the open heart feminine, and as I'm talking about it, I can feel my body vibrating to the feminine energy. It is palpable this year. The energy feels really grounded, it feels really powerful. So, and the feminine energy exists in everyone, right? It's not just women, it's in everyone. And I'm just going to call it a she for now. She is free, she is playful, and she embraces the human, the goddess, and the cosmic energies. And there is this sense of, she is like the light of the stars, she's the water of the earth, and she's the love of the divine. So that's the description of this feminine energy as best as I can put it into words. It's so much bigger than the words that I've just described, but it's the easiest way that I can describe them. She has this sense of trust, ease, flow. She's got this incredible ability to surrender and really, really lead with her intuition. So these are all the qualities, if you note them down as qualities, these are all the qualities that you can lean into and use, and they will be that much more enhanced. So it'll be easier for you to access them this year as well. However, it's going to be really important to kind of work out the kinks. So as this feminine energy comes in, many of us will start to feel a little bit of the resistance and some of the kinks kind of coming up to the surface. Don't shy away from that work. Go into that work. You are so held and so supported this year to get that work done and clear any of the kinks. And this kinks is really about not feeling safe in your feminine energy. There is still a lot of wounding on the planet. There's still a lot of wounding in each and every one of us, and it's about to be cleared so this energy can really come in and come out through us so that we can really, really, really embody it. So if you do not feel safe in it and you ignore it, you're going to find yourself tripping over yourself. You might get knocked over and you may fall flat on your feet, flat on your face. But if you allow yourself to, okay, something's showing up, let me look into it, let me dive into it. And that's the space that you want to be in. And also for the October one, if you're struggling with this, just make sure that you also watch theme 2. I think it's called Body Keeps the Score, and there's a book called Body Keeps the Score. That's really key. And then many of us this year are going to feel this sense of freedom, just pure freedom and liberation. The more we align to who we truly are, the more we align to our truth, the more we stop lying to ourselves, we become really, really free. And again, this was a theme that came up in, I think it's called Freedom Awaits, in October 2024. So do go and check that insights out. And then in November, this is when the crumbling and tumbling started. Think back to what was going on in November for you. Even though there was a number of things that were crumbling and tumbling, did you notice that there was this kind of full force forward momentum? So if you let go enough, things would just start happening and things will start moving fast forward in a completely new, different direction. But if you resisted that new direction because it was unfamiliar or you felt unsafe, then you would have feel like, oh my God, you're trying to hold on to something that can't hold on to because it is just crumbling and tumbling. So this November was this kind of energy of big change energy. So we're going to be experiencing that, all of this on steroids this year. So there is a massive, massive big change energy that is going to be moving through us this year. And we're going to keep shifting. So the key here is to keep going inwards, see your power, raise your consciousness, adjust your perception, balance your masculine and feminine energies out. And this was discussed in theme 2, which is called the shift. And also have a look at where, keep focus on the what is versus the what if. Because if you're focusing on the what if, you're going to find yourself tripping over yourself. And then we're going to get streams and streams of new light that is going to be coming in, and this new light is going to recalibrate us, it's going to cleanse us, it's going to activate dormant parts of us, and our senses are just going to open up to a whole new level. Again, we would have experienced some of this in November, and that was theme 3, which is the new light. And I will talk about this it comes up again, but I think November is key to watch, because a lot of that it's just on repeat. It's like we're cycling through these themes again. The theme 4 for November was the 4C, which is creativity, collaboration, community, and connection. And it's about win-win. So as you are creating, if you're creating something new, because many of us will be the creators of the new, think about collaboration, think about community, think about connection. And if you bring those in together, whatever you create is going to be successful. The key thing here, it cannot come from your mind. It's got to come from your heart, and it's got to be authentic to you. Don't do it because you see somebody else doing it. Don't do it because you think that's what people are going to need. If you try and do that, you're going to be out of alignment, and it will crumble and tumble. So this is about making sure that you are in alignment, that you are the most authentic version of yourself, and then create from that place. Because you could you can say, yeah, I'm creating the 4 C's and this is how it's done. But if you're not creating from that really, really deep place within yourself, it will start to crumble and tumble. So I think that's the key message that I've got there. And then just watch the December insights. I just think there's so much wisdom in that one. And the 4 themes in December were expansion, upgrades and rest, stepping into your wholeness, the cosmic heart, and timeline shifts. So I think all of those are going to continue to play out this year, and they're going to step it up a notch, and they're going to step it up a notch. So expansions, upgrades, it's going to be non-stop. So we'll have small periods of the rest. So enjoy the rest when we get them. Stepping into your wholeness, I think this year is going to be more about really owning the power that you are. And also going through and moving through with the power, sometimes we have that kind of fear of persecution, or fear, oh my God, we're going to do it wrong, or, we can hold those fears. So just allow yourself to kind of move through that. And then the cosmic heart is about your human heart connecting to your cosmic heart and becoming one, so that more of the information, more of the technology, more of the wisdom from the cosmos can come through you, and you can be one. There's so much to this. So again, go back and watch that. And I think this theme, the cosmic heart, it's going to be every single month, because there's going to be an upgrade, there's going to be an upgrade, there's going to be an expansion, there's going to be an opening. And the same with timeline shifts. Like I said last month, we're all shifting on our own timelines, and sometimes we'll stay on a timeline for a period of time, and then we'll shift up, and then we'll shift up, and then we stay on there, and we're all moving at our own pace. So it's so important not to compare your journey to anyone else's journey. Right. With that, here are the other themes, the 4 themes that we will also be moving through this year. That kind of stands out, as well as the ones from last year. The first one is, and I've mentioned this already, completions, new beginnings, and transformational change. What the guides were saying about this is not to fight the completions. Let things that need to complete. It has its own intelligence and wisdom, and the completions also kind of create the space. So what the new that needs to come through can then come through. What the guys were then saying was like, do not fear the new beginnings. And then there's a guidance around embracing the transformational change, and there's a sense here you are born ready. to be here at this time is part of your soul contract. So there's a part of you that knows why you're here, knows why you're having to move through this. And it's really important, the more you kind of come back and connect with yourself and go inwards, the more you'll be able to kind of retrieve that wisdom or start to remember that wisdom within yourself. And yeah, I've said it here, you have, the guides are saying, you have everything you need inside of you. And I think the completions, new beginning and transformation change is both collective and personal. And for many of us, it will affect all areas of our lives. For some of us, we might just be finishing off the final bits of it, and we're more focused on the new beginnings because we've done the completions. But regardless, we're all going to have this transformational change. And some of you will just be starting this process. Wherever you are, it's wherever you are. Focus on you. And like I said, everyone has the unique path. There is so much more to this, and I think this is just a snippet of the theme. And I just invite you to kind of feel into the energies of the words completions, new beginning, and transformational change. And that will give you a bit more information. And some of these are just like little guidances. The second one, major theme for this year, it's called Rise and Fall. And the way that I was shown this was like how the waves of the ocean kind of rise and then they fall, rise and they fall. Sometimes the rise is really, 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 really big, and the fall is like dramatically big downwards. And sometimes they're just like little ripple waves. So I think that's significant. So if you're somebody that, and this theme is really linked to the crumbling and tumbling theme. Again, it impacts both personal and collective energies. There is this sense where, depending on who you are and how much inner work you've done, you may just experiencing some of the little ripples and maybe the odd huge wave and downwards if there's something big that needs to shift within you. But those that haven't done the work but yet are here to kind of transcend their karma, to kind of shift timelines, they may be experiencing bigger waves and crashes. What the guides were saying, this rise and fall is really about restoring balance. So it's just, you know, as the new, so what they're saying, the new rises, the old falls. New leaders rise, the old leaders fall. And it then links to new operating system rises. So operating systems within ourselves and how we operate as a collective, in the various different corporate political systems, in community, etc. And then the old kind of falls. Then the rise and restoring balance of the masculine feminine. So what will rise is the divine masculine and feminine energies, and what will fall is the toxic masculine energies and feminine. And then there'll be a rise of the energy of the heart and a slight fall of the energy of the head. So this is restoring balance. You're not going to lose your head or the knowledge in your head or the skills that you have acquired via your head. It just means there's going to be a rebalance where you start to lead more with your heart versus your head. And there's going to be a rise of the light and the fall of the dark. And again, keep thinking, restoring balance. And what the guides also shared was there's the shifting of the land. So land and water, what they said specifically here, shifts and changes. This is linked to the earth rising, physical shifts, not just energetic shifts. And depending, let's just see. So those of you that are already doing your inner work, and I've said this already, but I've got it here, you may feel these rise and fall a little bit more softly, and you're able to make the adjustments. And those that haven't, it may feel like extremes, that you're going from one extreme to another extreme. So, but again, it all has a purpose. Things are trying to move and clear through you. And then the third one is human intelligence. So this is already happening. I've even experienced this. At the moment, AI is front and center, and that is going to continue, and that's going to evolve at a faster pace, depending on our consciousness and depending on who we are and who's creating it. It's going to evolve. However, the guides were also saying, don't forget the human intelligence. That is going to be full force forward momentum this year. And they're saying don't underestimate its power. And this is coming back to the cosmic heart. The more the cosmic heart is connected to the human heart, the more of the human intelligence can then be activated. And what this is about is, through our human bodies, we use our cosmic intelligence. So I'll give you an example. I've kind of always done this, and my energy work, yes, I'm trained in Reiki and the rest of it, and I've always worked with energy in different ways, completely and utterly always guided by my guides. What I only recently recognized that I was using new technologies. I've always done it, but it's almost like a realization. I'm just like, oh, this is what it is, because there's been an enhancements, an upgrade, another level of awareness of that. So there's so much yet to be discovered in terms of who we are and what we're capable of doing, and this is already showing up, and it's going to be on speed again. And this is about what the guides are saying. Yeah, the human intelligence is going to get a massive upgrade this year. It's about frequency. It's about connecting to yourself, which means connecting to your mind, body, heart and soul, connecting to the earth, connecting to the cosmos, and then operating using the 4 C's operating model, as I mentioned in from last year. And so this is about, what they're saying is to really harness this intelligence. You can't operate in the old world. That's an old way of working. That's why the rise and fall. It has to clear out the old way of operating. You have to embrace and operate in a brand new way. And that's difficult for us because we're so useful to having the roadmap, to knowing what we're doing. And our confidence comes from, oh, we've done this before, therefore I can do this. We're going to have to learn a new level of confidence, where our confidence comes from trusting ourselves and believing in ourselves and knowing our worth and knowing who we are. So it's completely different versus our confidence has come, oh, I've done this before, therefore I'm confident in doing this again. Let's have a look. Yes. The key here is, yeah, the more we enhance our human intelligence, and the guides are saying, the better and kinder and more loving and compassionate AI is then connected to, and the level of consciousness. So yeah, there's so much more to this. And again, with each of these, I will dive into them as we go through this year. And then the final key theme for this year is stillness, inside out creation. This is about our ability to activate, this is about your ability to activate your environment from within you. That's what, and it starts with stillness, going inside yourself. And this, the guides are saying, peace resides within the stillness. Love resides within peace. Groundedness resides within love. And stillness resides within groundedness. So this really is about deepening your connection with yourself. This will then help you to use your own discernment to then, you're able to then navigate these big change energies of this year. And I think the stillness one, and creating from stillness, because if we're creating from a noisy mind, we'll just add more chaos to the chaos that's already there. But if you create from a stillness place, we will start to create peace, and there will be an energy of peace of whatever we're creating. And the only way that we can create that is from within ourselves. So we need to find that level of stillness within. So I think many of us were going to find ourselves upgrading, shifting, changing our practices to going within ourselves. So it could be yoga, it could be meditation, it could be ice baths, saunas, additional different types of therapies, energy healing, coaching, whatever it is. I think just keep coming back in within yourself and finding that stillness, and you'll be really, really surprised. It's a lot more easier to access than you think it is, and this will really help you to feel safe within yourself regardless of what is going on outside. And to continue on with the 2025 energies, I've got some key dates here and key time periods here. It's a lot. Okay, so January to March, the sense that I got is this is called the preparation phase. There's a sense of getting your ducks in a row and your house in order. This is probably going to be though it's going to be kind of busy and chaotic, and compared to last year, this is going to be the quietest period of this year until we reach at some point next year. So, take stock. Have a look at where things are a little bit out of alignment and get into alignment. The guides are saying also, don't try to run too fast. Kind of allow yourself to lean back into this preparation phase and embrace it, because it will set you up. Because it's almost like if you think about a bow and arrow, if you allow the arrow to kind of go back, and then when you release it, it will go further than if you only went back a little bit. So that's the image that I'm kind of getting for that. So rest as much as you can between these periods. Strengthen your practices so that you're much more stronger within yourself. Maybe there's more resilience within yourself. So that could be physical activity as well as mental, emotional, and energetic. So include all of them in this period. And then between the 25th of January and the 25th of February, we're going to get a little taster of the energies that we're going to be moving through in 7th of July to 9th of September, around that time. It's just like a little glimpse, and we're going to feel this kind of forward momentum in that space of time. There are two different images that I'm getting from the guides. One is of tornado kind of flipping things over, and then a gentle kind of turning over a leaf. And depending on who we are, we may experience both of them, or we may experience one or the other. The tornado one will feel really, really, really loud, like you are being rudely awakened by a really, really loud alarm clock, and you are abruptly woken from a deep, deep sleep. Whereas a turning over the new leaf will feel like you are waking up to the sunlight really, really naturally, that you can feel it, you can sense it. Oh, it's time to get up, and it's very, very gentle. This is really about alignment. So this period is going to help you to align, and it's almost like kind of helping your nervous system to go, okay, I'm okay with this. I'll be okay when it comes to July. So it's that kind of reset and alignment. And then in April, June to the beginning of July, there is this sense of the activation phase. Oh my God. And we're going to be full force forward momentum. There's going to be a lot of movement and momentum on so many different levels. That's why coming back into yourself and kind of creating that stillness from within yourself is going to be key. It's going to this period is going to be an expansive period on another level, especially those of you that consider yourself as bridges between worlds, between the earth and the cosmic world. There's just going to be a huge amount of expansion. It's definitely linked to the energies of the stars and the energy of water, and there's a lot of experiments that's gone on around the energies of light and water, and what happens to water when it's infused with light. So I think that is going to just go up a notch. There is, in this period of time, as much as there will be chaos, we are going to feel so much more love on the planet. Many of us will be operating at this higher level of frequency. There's this sense that more help will arrive, whether that help comes through us, through our channeling, our healing modalities, our healing technologies, or help from the beings that kind of walk alongside us at the moment. So yes, there's something that is majorly happening. It's not just an internal shift, then it's external as well. Something's going to be activated, that the earth is going to be very, 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 very active. And I'll come to this in a second, but then in 7th of July to 9th of September, there's a phase of all system goes, all at once. And if you link it to a storm, this is a phase of the lightning part of the storm, whereas the activation is almost like, okay, we know that the storm's coming, so yeah, it's become active, and the preparations when, everything's really, really calm and the rest of that. So they're kind of likened to the phases that we'll be moving through this year to a storm. Between 7th of July and 9th of September, the guides are saying, stand strong in who you are. this will be a period of really remembering who you are, and the intensity of the energies of flipping over and turning a new leaf will be at the highest this year. And then moving into September, October, November, December, then going into February next year, there is this phase that's called the vibration or thunder. In this period, we are going to get a mixture of lightning, thunder, rain, rainbows, and clear blue skies. The guides are saying we will experience some of these elements or all of these elements depending on who we are and where we are. And then, yeah, I think there's more to this. I'm not getting any more information, but it's like a summary. And then from February onwards next year, February 2026, I can smell it. It's like a fresh air, fresh start. And this is when a lot of the new things that have been emerging this year start to build much more momentum. So yes, that is all the energies for 2025. I realize that this is quite a lengthy kind of insight, so I probably will cut this up a little bit. So it's not too long for you to watch it in one video. Okay, let's move on to theme 2 for this month. So we're going back, take a breath in. We're going back to the energies of just this month because I feel like we've just fully opened it all up for this year, and now we're just like, okay, let's come back. Let's focus just on the energies for this month. Theme 2 for this month is called Awaken, Awakenings. The guides go, you are the awakened ones. You are awakening to your multidimensional nature. Fear it not, as this is your destiny. Yes, your path at times may be lonely, but remember this. You are the leaders of this time. Your worlds are awakening and converging. Your planet is awakened and awakening. Now is the time to awaken to your truth, the truth of who you truly are. You are the earth and the stars in human form. You are the elements of air. You're the elements of earth, fire, water, air, and spirit. These elements are awakening within you. No more hiding, no more blinded eyes. The light is here. The light is bright. The light is you. It will awaken the wisdom that has been bestowed upon you from the stars and the minds, the stars and the lands of ancient times. So, yes, this is a really beautiful thing. So I think many of us are just going to have real moments of awakening this much. So much is happening at such a rapid pace. Can't even get my words out. One of the key things for this theme is that many of us have been having the most craziest, wackiest, dreams, trippiest dreams. And what the guides were saying is that this is all normal, and it's going to be turned up a notch this month. So what's happening in our dream states at the moment is that we are moving through energies that need to be cleared. So old, outdated thought forms, beliefs, any conditioning that no longer serves us, it's all being cleared through our dream states. Sometimes some of us may feel like we're revisiting a past life, so we're making amends in that and clearing that out and moving through that. We might find that we're dreaming of certain people in our lives. The guys are just saying, take note of who they are and what they represent. It could be they represent judgment that you still hold, shame, guilt, grief. So grief is really big at the moment. And this is a very powerful force of clearing what we kind of end up suppressing. So yes, so there's a lot that is kind of clearing through, and some of you guys may be traveling to different lands and clearing the lands. You might be doing a lot more astral traveling. Some of you may be also receiving messages and guidance from the guides and your guides team. And some of you may even be getting upgrades and learning new tools and techniques from your guide team in your dream state. So the key thing here is to make sure that you keep a journal. You set intentions before you go to bed. So if there's something that's niggling you or you haven't been able to work through in your waking life, you can take that into your dream world, because there's so much that's going on, it will work itself out. And then maybe reset your bedtime routine, especially if you're somebody that has trouble sleeping or keep getting woken up at various points in the night. Maybe change your routine, maybe set the intention of, okay, for tonight I could do with getting some rest. This awakenings, many of us are going to have multiple aha moments. There will be greater clarity. Things will start to fall effortlessly in place, especially and only if we let go. So this is another month of just letting go. Let go, let go, let go, let go. That's what the guide said. And they want to remind you that you are divinely guided at all times. And the words here are, you are more than what you think you are. And there is so much more newness and oneness you're about to experience. Not everyone will awaken, and that's okay. We are all on our own unique journey. Focus on you. Everything else around you will just fall into place. So yeah, this is about, again, coming back within yourself. Right, let's move on to the third theme for this month. And the third theme is called Soul Alignment and Expansion. And the guides go, this is a time of remembering, a time of alignment and expansion. Take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. Feel your life force move through you. Do it again and expand it beyond your human form. Can you feel it? It is time to align to the wisdom of your soul. Use your breath to expand. And as you do just that, you start to remember all that you are, the greatness, the wholeness, the light, your soul. It whispers to your heart. Your heart feels the whispers as desires. Your heart's desires are your truth to create. So this is such a, I think so many of us have been waiting for this alignment. So many of us have been feeling lonely or disconnected, and it just feels like this month we're going to get a greater sense of who we are, and there's just going to be waves of peacefulness energy, waves of love that's going to come through, and there is this sense of, yeah, I know who I am kind of thing. So it's just so beautiful, and we're going beyond what I could even describe to you in words, going beyond your fears, going beyond what you know, and going beyond what you think you know. It's a really, really big month for surrendering. The more you surrender, the more you will expand. And the guides are saying, remember both and keep focusing on the energy of love and joy and create it. So if you're struggling to feel joy and you're struggling to feel love, what brings you joy? What brings you love? You know, it could be art, it could be dance, it could be cooking, it could be body shakes, music. It could be anything. What brings you joy and what brings you love? Especially if you're not feeling it, create it, and you'll be able to create it quite quickly. And then this will then allow the soul alignment to kind of come through you as you kind of go about your everyday life. So you're not having to kind of go into meditation to have your soul alignment. It's moving and working through you as you live your life. And this theme here, this is where the completions, new beginnings and transformational change starts. The guides are saying that to really come into alignment with the soul and expand, again, it's about letting go of doing things the way that you've always done them. Get out of your comfort zone. Notice where you feel comfortable, and if you kind of shifted out of it, do you feel unsafe? And then you go back into your comfort zone. Take a look at your unconscious habits. And then step outside of the box. So I think if we're not doing this consciously, it's fine. I think we're going to get those little nudges. So listen to the little nudges. It could be that you are driving to somewhere that you always drive to, and you always take the same route, and maybe your guides go, take this other route here, or the sat nav takes you in a different way. Follow that. That is all about, that's just kind of, it's almost like rewiring your brain. It's rewiring your nervous system. That's what this is about. And as you kind of go through this soul alignment and expansion, hold space for your fears, your doubts, your judgment. they are all natural and they're all going to come up because we are moving into something that is completely brand new. We do not have a rule book. We do not have a textbook. We do not know, our mind does not know what to do with it, yet we need to surrender and trust into the process. And when we don't know something, it's really easy not to feel safe in that space. So this is the expansion helps, because we kind of expand and we learn and we retrain ourselves to feel safe in the unknown, because we're connected to ourselves. The guides are saying you are beyond what you know. You are more. The more you embody your feminine energy, the more you trust, the more you surrender, the more you flow, the more you create. So again, it's going back to the feminine energy, which is a massive theme for the whole of this year. But again, the soul alignment and expansion is really coming into your feminine energy too. So you'll get more trust, surrender, flow, and creation. All right. Gosh, this is a long insight. Let's move on to the fourth and final theme for this month. And this one, no surprise, it's called ground, ground, and ground. And the guides go: ground, ground, and ground. Walk barefoot in nature. Breathe up through the soles of your feet. Be like a tree. Sink deep into the earth. Then reach up tall towards the sky. Practice grounding. This is key at this time. It will support your mind and body. It will help you feel safe within yourself. The outside world is changing rapidly, crumbling and tumbling. You can stand strong and tall. Ground from your heart center. Your safety lies within you. So I think that kind of says it all. Use your breath, use your grounding techniques. If you have a grounding mat, go walk out barefoot in nature. Switch up your practices, because some days you might need more grounding than other days. Do body scans, body check-ins, and move energy. You can use different colors to move up and down your physical body. The guides are also saying if you are not feeling safe and easily triggered by situations outside of you, they're saying worth looking into doing some somatic work and some healing work. Start to feel and that may help you to start to feel safe within your body. Everyone's different. That's why the grounding is so important. And I think this is really hitting a fundamental aspect of our human nature, is to be safe, is to feel safe. Many of us have determined our safety based on external situation. Maybe that's a certain amount of income, maybe that's a house or a certain particular house, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's this job or that. When those things start to move, crumble and tumble, for some of us it will, for others it won't. It will expand and grow because that's in alignment with who we are and what we're here to do. Whereas those of us that are not, then our sense of safety and security is going to get rattled. So it's important, even if you feel safe, keep practicing the grounding, keep going within yourself. There are so many levels and so much more depth that we don't even know. Like I don't even know. And there's so much more to experience. So it's just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and wider and wider and wider. Because as we grow, it's almost, and I think that's why they said be like a tree. Because if the tree has very shallow roots, if it grows too tall, too fast, it will fall over. So we are going to grow very, 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 very fast. So this is just really saying to us, take that extra time, be conscious and practice your grounding. And maybe you're grounding 2 or 3 times a day in various different ways, but do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. And they're saying that the more trauma that many of us have healed, the safer we are going to feel in this. But again, it will still, for all of us, on some level, it will still kind of jar and jerk that safety mechanism. I have a few questions here that may help you to raise your level of awareness. So if you're thinking, that's not for me, maybe these questions will just help prepare you and raise your level of awareness so that you know a little bit more of who you are and where you are and your makeup, if that makes sense. So the guides go, what makes you feel safe? What makes you feel unsafe? what makes you feel grounded, what makes you feel ungrounded. So that's such a good tool. So then you are aware, if I do these things, or if I'm with this people, that doesn't feel safe. If I'm with these people, I feel safe. So maybe do more of what makes you feel safe versus what doesn't make you feel safe. Do more of what makes you feel grounded versus what doesn't make you feel grounded. And then the other way of looking at this, what makes you feel free? What makes you feel happy and joyful? What makes you feel fearful? What makes you feel trapped? So all of these things, you know, if you feel trapped or you feel fear, you kind of, okay, here's the things I know I can do that will make me feel more joy, that will help me bring more love into my life. And the next 3 months is a great opportunity to get to know yourself that little bit better. Don't ignore it, because if you ignore it, you are really going to trip over yourself, as these energies are going to knock the wind out of us. We're all going to be affected by it. So this is all the things. That's why I said January, February, March are preparation months. So do whatever you can do to prepare yourself. And the way to prepare yourself is to get to know yourself. The way to prepare yourself is to ground. The way to prepare yourself is to bring in new practices and bring that safety within yourself. So there is a lot in this insight. Oh gosh, if you stayed here for the whole hour and you watched it, thank you still for being here. I can't believe I've just got through this and I've spoken non-stop for a whole hour. That is a record for these insights. So with that, I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you that have been supporting me, supporting my work, supporting these insights. I would not be doing this if you were not watching these insights, because there will be no point me doing this. So I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. So if you really enjoy these insights, please do go ahead and share it with your loved ones, your family, your friends, your co-workers. Leave a comment below and give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel. I'm hoping to grow this channel a little bit more this year, maybe a lot more depending on how the energies goes. I'm hoping to utilize that. And then those of you that are looking for some extra support this month, come and join the energetic alignment session, which is a group healing meditations. And that is taking place on Sunday, the 26th of January at our usual time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time, and 7 p.m. European time. As mentioned before, the theme is soul alignment and expansion. And all right, thank you all so much. Take care, and I will see you next month. And I'm sure that will be around like tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye for now.